Hello and welcome back to another Surviving Mars episode with the Space Race DLC. I have a couple things going on here between this episode and last. I did drop down a new apartment complex because we were a little bit short, and we do hope to bring up quite a few colonists on our next send from Earth. I've also sent a little shuttle pod here to help out with some supplies. We're a little low on food, and part of that was because we poached some workers from the hydroponic farm over to the new farm, and our first crop was something that really wasn't there for food. It only gave us 12 food, but it took 5 souls to grow it, but it did give us a huge boost in soil quality. So after the soybeans crop finishes, we should have a nice 100% soil quality area, and then we can cycle through our normal rotation, whatever that's going to wind up being. So I'm hoping that this should be one of the last pods we have to send to support ourselves with the basic materials. We are doing okay. I also sent a little bit of electronics along with the food. So our next colony ship, our next passenger ship, should put us above what we need to maintain ourselves from here on out. We're also pretty close to getting our research unlocked. The next research level is going to be increasing the passenger rocket by 10. So this should help us get more colonists to our Mars colony from Earth. I think they can carry about 24 right now. 12. That's right. Okay, so 12. We're only going to be able to carry 22. So we won't be able to fill up all the living spaces, but honestly, that's probably for the best because we might overwhelm our area here, our service industry. So I think we talked about this last episode. We're going to open up another shift for the service industry and make sure that there's always someone available to try to give out food and resources and whatever is really needed in terms of the sanity and the enjoyment. We want to make sure we give that for our colonists. Also, we're a little bit full on space here, so I was thinking about dropping down a new dome. We do have the new medium dome. We did unlock that recently, so we could drop the medium dome down, and we could work on maybe transplanting all of our people to one living dome, and then have one service industry dome and one working dome. So that's something we talked about originally, and I know we wanted to build over here, and I still plan to build over here with one of the larger domes once we unlock it. But for the moment, we have to deal with what we've got. So the question becomes, do we put down the Trigon dome? Wait a minute. That's way bigger. What is this? So this is the micro dome. Oh, this is new. A Trigon. This is an alternative to the medium dome configuration, cheaper but less habitable space. Okay, so this is actually smaller. I'm going to put it down just so I can see inside of it. Let's pause the game. So it looks like these are enough spaces for these kind of large 3 triangle buildings, yeah? Right, so 1, 2, okay, so we can put a couple of those down. That's a really interesting layout. So you can at least get, yeah, that's at least 8 or so. I really like the layout of that. It's really interesting. We could have one spot here going in each direction, making a tunnel connection. We could have lots of living here. I mean, they would fit all these apartments. They don't have the option to have a spire. Okay, let's scrap that and let's take a look at the medium dome instead. So the medium dome, I think we were looking at something like... Is it rotate R? Yeah, rotate. Do we want... I guess it doesn't matter which way we rotate it. There's exits almost like everywhere you look. This looks like it would put the pipe connection closest to the existing connection, so it's only 1 or 2 squares away. So this is centered on it, so we'd have to connect pipes in here and here, and that would share with our existing pipe network. I don't know if they need to get out, really. Our people would wind up using these tunnels, these passages between domes. So we can fit quite a few living areas, and we can include a middle spire in this one. I think I like that idea. The problem is, it looks like we don't have enough polymers to build the medium dome. However, we can prioritize polymers for a bit, and that might be what we have to do. We did just get a bonus of electronics in, so why don't we go ahead and tell that one person that we took last episode to go back to the polymer factory.
Complete.
Okay, so a couple things over here we need to take a look at. I'm going to pause again so I don't let too many things stack up. First, we did unlock the additional 10... Where'd it go? Additional 10 passengers, which is awesome. In-dome buildings require maintenance left off. I think this is just going to be one of those that pays off long term. We might not see it up front, but having less maintenance costs is really, really important. This would let us build more electronics factories, because right now the only way we could build an electronics factory is to use a prefab. And I'm not sure if we've unlocked the ability to even build the other ones, the polymer factory. I think we built those from a prefab originally. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong button here. We know how to build a polymer factory, so unlocking this would let us build electronics, and then we'd still have to find a machine part factory somewhere here and unlock that. So right now we're queuing up with a medical center. I think I like the idea of putting a medical center in the medium dome, because that's going to be a very high capacity colonist building. So well, it's a larger capacity and more effective. That would be, maybe we put this in our, I guess we could put this in our working dome, because it is a job. It's a place where people go to work. And we put the water condenser, the water reclamating spire inside of the living dome. I don't know. I think there's another one that's almost like a big eatery, like kind of like the, I don't know, like the Space Needle or something similar. Maybe you can go up in it, or we've got some other areas you go up in a tower and you eat. You eat at the top floor. Maybe it's something like that. We do have this queued up, so this will be researched. We do want the Stirling generator. We don't need the Martian University just yet. I don't think that's a priority, but it wouldn't hurt to start unlocking some additional things. So let's grab one from most of the trees. Let's go ahead and grab the drone swarm. I don't know if we have a problem with drones yet right now or not. I don't think they do. And I think we forgot to check the decommissioning protocol. So let's grab that too. This will be easy because it's just going to be 1,000 research. So this should pop pretty quick, and then it may or may not reveal something else on the tree. I'm not sure if it's a one-to-one. As soon as you reveal something, you get, you wind up getting the next research slot. We have a trade route offer from Russia. They'll give us food for 50 polymers. It's like a one-time. It's not it's a route. It's like a one-time thing. So I don't think we're going to be doing that, just because we can't afford. We don't have a rocket to basically send them. Again, we're working with one rocket, and we only have one as part of being Japan, and we did not pick the rocket scientist start as our person who's running the show. We wound up doing random, and I think we got a futurist. Yep. It's interesting. I haven't seen any other breakthrough tech, so I'm wondering if these only come from storyline or researching anomalies. So we'll uncheck everything here. Got it. Awesome. So we could send a rocket now, but I think I'd like to get this medium dome set up and figure out how we're going to handle the new influx of people. And what I could wind up doing, and it might cost a lot of materials, although we could even, because we've got so much space, we might be able to put the living complex, which, less people living there than the apartments, but it's a better, it's more comfort, or it's recovering comfort faster than the apartments. So, or alternatively, we try to get smart domes. Sorry, what am I thinking of? It was the living quarters, wasn't it? This right here, smart home. But again, heavy electronics usage, and we really are kind of short on electronics. So we will mark this as priority. We'll bring this back down to normal. That means this should fill up next shift. We should have more people working there. Alternatively, we could wind up, closing the electronics factory temporarily and putting everyone here in another shift. But I think over time we'll get enough polymers to construct this medium dome. We have plenty of, way more concrete than we really need right now, which is fine. Okay, I'm going to speed things up here. We're back on, I think I'm going to take out wheatgrass. I don't really know if there's any reason to have that. Algae produces oxygen. Reduces the oxygen consumption, I'm guessing in the dome you're looking at. That might be neat to put into the living dome, if that's just again another way to reduce the maintenance costs. It's probably more efficient in the really, really big domes, because you're going to have heavy usage of resources in those bigger domes. While I'm thinking of resource use, let's go ahead and put a connection here, and a connection here. Oh no, it's like not exactly lined up. I think I'll survive somehow. Okay, so that'll connect there. We do have to drop a power connection. Let's drop 2 just in case we have something that disconnects the power one day. Okay, and we'll put one right here. So that should connect the power in. So this dome should have power no problem. And we even have room for this. We could probably destroy the infirmary, and maybe we'll put the infirmary right here. We'll do the medical spire once we unlock it right dead center in this dome. We'll trash this infirmary here, and we'll make the tunnel connecting right around this area. Maybe we'll have them come out and then up like this. We could even have them come to the same spot, but I don't want to take up, I don't want to waste all this path along the road inside the dome. I want to make it a shortest exit, the shortest point between the domes. So, looking good. Let's speed this back up again and see how we do. I haven't really looked at all the colonists lately to see how they're feeling. I like that you can just click on a dome and basically see how, these are how many people are living in your dome. I don't think it's working. It's actually living. So we've got 28 colonists living here. And for the most part, it's average. This is just starting out in this colony. Now, it looks like people are less happier in this. I go, yeah, it is, because of the apartments. So maybe it is a better idea to have these nice living complexes because we've got so much space here. And we could even do any of these crops give us oxygen? Reduces oxygen consumption.
Resources are low.
Okay, so it's not a bad idea. Oh no, we're low on metal. That hasn't happened. It's not a bad idea to put a couple farms in the bigger domes to help with producing oxygen, of course, because plants are going to reduce your carbon dioxide and increase your oxygen. Let's take a look at the situation with metals, because we need to react to that pronto so we don't run out of any metals. I don't quite see any. Did you not explore? No, you did. It was a vista. Okay. Let's zoom out real quick and see if there's anything that's been researched that we've not seen or uncovered by a scan. I'll go ahead and expand the scanning. Doesn't look like it. Lots of vistas over here. I think last episode or the one before that we mentioned that this might be a really nice spot to expand our colony down the road as kind of a heavy research area, as well as gathering some extra resources. So how do we deal with the metal situation? I think we talked about dropping down, and they're going to use machine parts, which we have plenty of. So the automatic metal extractors, I know we don't really need to use both of these, right? Because just one of these is going to extract a good amount. This is a high-grade deposit. This is a high-grade deposit here, and it's also close to concrete. So maybe we put down an automatic metals extractor here. We put down a concrete extractor here. We plan to build a drone hub to service both of those right dead center. And we would have to do a couple things. We'd have to put some storage down. So we could put storage here. And what we would have to do is use our transport to do what? We'd have to load up machine parts and unload the machine parts here. I really don't like that, though. I guess... Okay, you know what we can do? Hang on. We can turn this to exactly what we want. Let's trash these. It'll take it just a couple seconds to self-destruct. I'll use the specific depots, and that way you can limit how many of any good you need. So we're going to say machine parts right here. So machine parts here, okay. We're getting concrete, so we want a concrete deposit here. And we're getting metal, so we want metal here. Okay, so the desired amount of metal, we want this thing to be full. We want an unlimited amount of concrete and metal. But for machine parts, we only want to carry 10 machine parts at a time. And I'm hoping that we could set this command for our RC transport to basically say, I only want you to bring up a couple. I don't want you to grab every single machine part there is. I just want you to grab a few. Can you? So you can't set up an advanced trade route. It looks like it's like a one-time trade route. It goes out here, drops off, picks up what it wants over here, drops off what it needs over there. So maybe we need to bring another RC transport in order to take, you know, whatever we make here and drop it off there. Yeah, it's interesting. We're gonna have a bit of a problem just building this first RC hub. Maybe we can... Okay, this is in range of the existing... This is in range of the existing storage depot way up there. And it's also in range of this RC hub here. So we'll build a temporary one here. Oh, it requires 8 electronics for each one. Gosh, that's brutal. What else could we do? We could bring this RC commander over. But this service area is really small and we only have a couple drones. We have some metal here. Oh, it's got polymers on the surface there. Okay, so we have some polymers there. We don't even need the concrete extractor, to be honest. We've got plenty of concrete already. I might pause that just so I don't get too excited here. But we need to deal with the metal situation for sure. Okay, let's do this. We've got some money. Not much, but we've got some money. Let's build the drone hub. Let's send ourselves a supply pod of nothing but electronics and maybe a smidge of polymer to help out that, complete the rest of the medium dome here. Well, it only needs one more, so as soon as this factory makes one more piece, it'll finish it. But we'll help boost up our supply. I am a little worried about the food. I know it says we're at 0 food, but we do have some stored in the food storage buildings and the food service buildings. And when this soybean crop finishes, it's going to get 51 food. So that's going to be a lot of food right then and there. Alright, let's go back to leaf crops on this. So we'll build this drone hub. When this drone hub finishes, it'll build this drone hub. When this drone hub finishes, we will have materials from this transport. We'll have to pick and choose. So we'll have to bring enough materials to build these two things here. So we'll have to bring concrete and machine parts over. Although we could, since we need concrete. Now I said that, now we actually could use this. We'll let this build up. We'll get concrete from here. That can build this automatic metals extractor. We need metals, machine parts, and electronics to build these two remaining things here. Well, now you just brought too many. That's just silly. Okay, let's go ahead and have you bring metal over. Of course, you're literally out of metal, so we have to find surface metal. Alright, you're right here, so let's have you grab this metal here. I think we're going to have to micro this for just a couple of souls, is to get the remainder of these buildings built up and going. And you're going to require what in terms of power? You need 10 energy. You need 3. You need 13 energy here, and the concrete extractor needs 5. So we need at least 18. We could do... Yeah, why don't we do this? We'll do... I think we only need 3 because we should be able to... Well, if they're running non-stop, then yeah, we will need some more. We'll put 1 battery here. I know this is starting to expand quite a bit. I mean, well, it's either that or we just run the power to... Yeah, actually, that might be the smarter move. I didn't realize how close we were. Let's go ahead and trash these. Sorry about this salvage noise here. We'll do that. We'll run the power over. What am I blocking here? Okay. So this should take care of the power supply. It is going to put a little bit of a drain on our existing system, although we do have we have a surplus of power during the day. We might need to open a couple more of these, though, because we are losing power at night, because we're not making as much. Well, obviously these solar generators go down, so we're not making as much power at night. At some point, though, I will probably redesign the entire grid of power supply, so that will be a thing that happens. We'll definitely rearrange where all these are and get those processing in a different manner, a little bit more efficient, a little bit more split up, so we have more solar panels probably. I might also look at getting the DLC that I hadn't got before. I think it's like $2 or $3. It's not much at all, but it gives you a couple more tools to build your colonies with. So I might look at that as well, just to grab that dang large wind turbine, even though it looks like a giant hamster wheel. All right, it's a little tight here. We're a little bit tight on a lot of situations. We're short on metal. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I said I was going to micro him. I didn't do it. What are you carrying? You're carrying 11 metals. How much can you carry? 45? All right. Come pick up more metal. Okay, what else is on the surface over here? Metal, metal. More metal. And tons of metal. Okay, you're going to get this metal, and then we're going to dump it over here. That should be enough metal to build the drone hub. Then we need to go up and grab electronics once they get delivered from this supply pod. Okay. We need one more piece of concrete and one more polymer, and this dome will be finished. We are gonna have a little bit of a problem just trying to get more materials in here. Maybe we should bring the next batch of colonists over, and they could be engineers. I mean, we don't have to fill everything. We do have the space for it, though. We do have 40 or 36 living space. So we could order another batch, put them all into, or at least heavily into, engineering roles. We could have a whole nother shift for the polymer factory. We could fill out the rest of the electronics factory. So 11, we could have 11 engineers on this ship. 12 engineers on this ship. We can't really fit any more botanists because they only work one shift per, per whatever it happens to be, whether it's a farm or a hydroponic farm. We could bring more in preparation for putting another farm down over on this dome once it opens. And we need a couple more service industry folks, because we're going to open more shifts. We have enough medics, I think. I don't think that's been a problem yet. We always have someone available to handle any medical issues. All right, did we get the other pile of metals here, my friend? You're still gathering. Yeah, getting a little tight on resources. A little bit, just a bit. Let's do that. Let's do it while we still have time. I don't want to get too far behind. No, why are we... Oh, because I bought a bunch of... I sent a bunch of resources. I forgot it's not just the supply pod that costs money. It's also the resources themselves. So we're a little broke, but that's okay. We don't need money to send people to Mars. All right, let's accept everything. I think we were looking for that celebrity at one time. Let's select everything. Oh, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's look at the quirks. We really want the chronic condition. We don't want to bring any chronic condition, cowards, lazy, and we'll kill some loners out of there too. So we still have a ton of applicants, even with all that. We also don't want to include any children or seniors. Okay. All right. I like that it helps you. It tries to give you what you need, but we'll pick and choose here. So we wanted a ton of engineers. Oh no, there's barely any engineers. There's not even any engineers here. No, we're doomed. Okay. Well, you know what we might have to do then is take a bunch of these no specialization folks and bring them up. We could train them if we wind up putting down a university. Well, I could grab all the botanists that are available since we wanted to expand that area. I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're just going to have to grab a bunch of no specialization folks Not the worst. I mean, they don't do as good, I believe. Why are you... Like, why are you in a different color? Are you super special? You're a saint? Okay. Apparently this person is a saint, so that's nice. I think there was also a celebrity that we saw, but they had a chronic condition, so I don't know if I wanted to bring that. It would increase the funding you get, but I don't think I want to deal with a chronic condition just yet. Okay, I'm not going to look through each of these traits. I think we've excluded the traits that we wanted to, and we've got what we need. Did that just redo it? I'm sorry, that just redid everything I did. Well, we didn't have that much to begin with, so we'll kick out the medic. We'll add a couple of these no specialization folks back in. Did we get our saint? I think our saint is in here. We want not 20. Yeah, we want that many. All right, it's on its way with our new passengers. Sounds good. We'll drop down this supply pod. This is going to bring us the electronics we need. We are short metals, of course, so our transport is trying to get as many metals as it can. Oh, this is going to be really ugly if we can't get enough metals to support this. How are we doing on our luxury goods? Can I see in a nice... Okay, good. We have 16 rare metals to send home. That's going to be a nice boost to our income because we're a little tight on money. So I am glad that we're still having some kind of service industry or some kind of a staff geared towards picking up these rare metals. That's going to give us some more money. Let's bring the transporter back. This needs metals to build the drone hub. Alright, let's drop the metal off here. He's going to drop the metal off. That should suffice to build this drone hub and help out any other buildings that need maintenance, which are actually like all of these solar panels. So we really got to be careful about that. Ooh, we're really tight. A lot tighter than I'd like to be right now. Okay, some trade deals. Russia scanned an anomaly. Got it. Really need to prioritize getting this drone hub up and then supplying this area with whatever it needs. So it does, it does have machine parts it needs. This will need electronics and metals. So we're okay there. This has machine parts. Why don't we put... we need to build this over here, so this needs to have storage in range of it. What was it? Electronics as well. We only need 10, but it's going to bring us whatever it brings us. So this needs 8 electronics here, but this isn't really in range. Or is this in range of this? Oh, it is. So it can grab the electronics from where it's this storage area over here. Okay. All right, you're unloading your metal, and our drones are taking it to build up what needs to be built up. Are you building... You're putting metal into the concrete area. That's fine. We do need that. Oh, it's my fault. Didn't even put down the power connection. Okay.
Resources are low.
Oh, we know. We know. Everything's low. Look at that. Power's low. Ooh, looking ugly here. Looking ugly. We're low on water and oxygen. Didn't I also build... I recently built a moisture evaporator just to give us a little bit of a boost. It's probably this dang... dome here. Can we turn this off so it doesn't require... Yeah, okay. I don't want it to drain our resources just yet. We're not really going to use this at the moment. Alright, our passengers are halfway here. We're going to put them immediately into making more of those resources. How are we doing on food? We did get our really big harvest in. So we're doing better on food. I think that's okay. This is now at 100%. Okay, so this is what we want to do. We want to run wheat, which... Does it decrease? So we want to run wheat. Let's run potatoes. And potatoes will bring the harvest down a notch, the quality down a notch. And then we'll run soybeans to increase the quality. That sounds like a good balance. And then wheat is just kind of a generic. We'll include that for a nice balanced diet, right? We'll do that. Okay, so we've got... This is shut off. That's fine. This is going to be built. This is going to be built. We have enough... We may not have enough metal for that. I don't think we do now. So let's have our guy do another metal run. Let's just have him do a transport route. You have to go a little far afield to get this metal. Let's just have you gather this metal here and unload that metal back at the storage depot. So that'll allow us to have enough metal to bring these drones. They'll fly up here, they'll get the metal, and they'll bring it down to work on this drone hub here. Got it. They'll also finish the concrete extractor as well.
Sector scanned. Research complete.
Okay. We got our spire for the medical center. So we have that now. What else do we have here? What was this? This is the maintenance. This is farms increase the comfort. Yeah, that's going to be good to tie in with the fact that we're going to have one dome for everyone to live in. I think that's going to be really nice. We're going to have a really high comfort dome where everyone goes back home to rest at night. So the fact that they have to work in another dome and they do incur a negative 10 morale penalty, it should wind up evening everything out in terms of, you know, where they live at. They're going to live in a nice area with a farm. That's going to increase their comfort. Morale and comfort are two different things. But it shouldn't, I don't think it's going to hurt them that much because they don't have that much else to be upset about. Just the fact that, oh, I've got to walk a minute to get to my, you know, new workplace. Okay, so we have our concrete extractor here. I might turn it off just... I want to turn it off for a moment because right now there's no drones to take concrete from here to here. Oh, these guys are just in range. Well, it looks like they're taking it back this direction. We'll let it run. Maybe it'll get enough concrete over here. We need that concrete to build the automatic metals extractor. And again, we're waiting for that transporter. So we're not in dire straits. We're not doing really great either. So it's a little close. It's a little tighter than I'd like it to be. We still have the materials we need. I'm noticing that there's a lot of pending jobs. So I think that we're going to possibly need to... It doesn't tell us a job list. I think we're going to need to research the drone extractor, or sorry, the drone printing, the drone assembler. That way you can start making more drones and we can start having more drone hubs placed around. Because there's so many jobs and there's so many things to be doing right now. Lots of repairs to be done. So that might be a thing to look forward to as well, because we're just going to have drones flying all over the place. So I think what I'm going to do then is go ahead and put a cut in this video while our transport RC drone picks up the surface metals. We'll have enough surface metals at that point to finish this drone hub. We have the electronics for it. And once we have that, we'll manually bring down our needs, our goods here. We'll have the concrete right next door, but we'll need to bring over some machine parts, which we're okay with. Also, next episode, we will bring down our passengers. I like that. Passenger on board will die if the rocket doesn't land. Okay, so I won't let that hover too long. Okay? I appreciate you watching. Please drop a comment if you have any questions or comments. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.